Anthony Pre-Show with Sam Roberts.
Welcome indeed. The big Thursday Opie and Anthony Pre-Show. I am Sam Roberts, and you need to go ahead and introduce yourself to me, because as of yet, I don't know what your name is. 866-WOW1-WOW if you want to do that. 866-969-1969, as always, is the phone number to call into the live Opie and Anthony Pre-Show, coming straight from the little mini side studio right off the Opie and Anthony studio, peering in through the glass as we prepare for another day of legendary radio greatness of historical proportions. A lot to get into about what's going to go on today's show. A lot to get into about what happened on yesterday's show. If you have anything to say about any of it, feel free to call in right away. As always, the first thing that we do on the pre-show is learn from our history. Because if we don't learn from our history, we're doomed to repeat it. Not to say repeating yesterday's show would be a bad thing, but it only gets better from here. Yesterday's show, one of the reasons for me it was so good was because the Joe Schmo show came up. Now, Opie brings this up every now and then. And whenever he does, it's a treat. He stands by the fact that the Joe Schmo show is the best reality show that was ever made. The first season of it. And I couldn't agree with him more. We randomly got into it yesterday on the show.
The best one ever was the fake one, though.
The Joe Schmo show?
The Joe Schmo was
that was the best. Yeah,
the original
the best
Joe Schmo show.
It's one of the greatest things ever on TV. Yes, I said that.
It is 100%. The first season, there's nothing better.
That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, the guy is.
You watched every episode?
Yeah, the first season.
The reveal when he finds out everyone was in on. What the?
He said this. He goes, "What is going on here?"
Can we play that again?
Matt Kennedy Gould.
He is the,
Wow, you're good.
I watched. I have it on DVD. I've watched this season over and over.
They fuck themselves. What you have to do with the Joe Schmo show, you got to film like 5 seasons without releasing any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
because then everyone was in on it, and they tried to do a second season, and
yeah.
I think the girl...
Was this a real reveal, though?
Yeah, it was. This was legit.
There's no way they could have fucking faked this.
This was where Kristen Wiig got her start.
It was Natasha in that too, Joe?
Yeah, no, she was in season 2.
She was in that one?
Yeah, she was season 2.
Kristen
that was
Wiig was Dr. Pat.
That's right, Dr.
With
Pat.
the puppets.
Right.
I've seen it so many times.
Because they casted all the reality stars that you expect. A guy that might be gay, the cool guy,
the Puck.
The Puck.
Who was the Hutch.
The Hutch, right.
The Hutch. He was just Puck, but he was called the Hutch.
Oh, God.
Does this show still hold up? I haven't seen it in about
100%
at least 10 years.
I watch it. I probably watch the full season at least once a year.
And then the ceremony where you're getting kicked off, you had to smash your plate in the fireplace.
Yeah. And it was Ralph Garman, who's on Kevin Smith's podcast deal now.
Right.
Really? He's in there too.
Oh yeah,
he was the host.
Yeah, Ralph did a good job.
And it was all about this one guy?
Yeah, it was like
everyone was in on it. He was the only one that wasn't.
I think he was
fake.
I think he was from Cleveland or something like
dork.
that.
They picked the perfect. I think he was from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, that's the city. Yep.
All right. Yeah.
He was from Pittsburgh.
I would love to talk to this guy.
Matt Kennedy Gould.
Yes.
He never do anything after this, right?
No,
he
nothing.
He didn't want to be a TV star. He just wanted to make some money to help his family.
And he made like real relationships in the house. Like who was the guy, the dumpy guy?
Yeah, all his friendships that he made were all fake and nothing.
One of the writers, they brought him on to be like a cast member, but because he was supposed to be the best friend, and they really created a relationship. And then he was like, "Yeah, no, I'm actually not only is this fake, but I wrote it.
I wrote this,
and I'm never gonna hang out with you.
Our friendship is completely
this was
fake.
A job for me."
Oh, it just turned into an infomercial for Joe Schmo. But I mean, the fact that the show was on in 2003 means that it's just out of a place of love. If anybody hasn't seen that show, I would recommend it. Let's start going to the calls already. Jason in Detroit, the question on everybody's mind.
Yes, Sam, the question on everybody's mind, we all need to know, is the consumer, E-Rock, back in the building?
Everybody wants to know, is E-Rock back? Andrew in Jersey.
Same thing. Is E-Rock there? Does he have a tan as if he went to Florida? Or is he wearing one of those shirts like he's a gondola driver?
The questions remain. Is E-Rock back? Does he have souvenirs? Where was he this whole time? Questions that will all be answered as the pre-show rolls on. Before we get to that, Bubba Ray Dudley was in studio yesterday. Bully Ray now from TNA, but it was cool to have Bubba back on the O&A show because he used to be kind of a regular guest when O&A were on WNEW. This was like 10 years ago. And he was in the WWE. He has not been on the show since Opie and Anthony came to satellite radio in general. Not Sirius XM, but XM. He just never made his way back into the studio. He finally came back yesterday. Great appearance, and it started with our intern, Carrie Ann, still a little sweaty yesterday, I guess.
What happened to tag team wrestling, though? Why wasn't as good anymore?
But you just didn't have the quality of the teams of like the Dudleys and the Hardys and Edge and Christian and things like that.
Right.
How you doing? I like to play connect the dots.
She sweats a lot.
Got a little sundress on.
She was the one that was sweating a lot.
She does construction, Hunter.
She's very adorable, though. You're adorable. You're cute. Dare I say hot?
Whoa.
Lovely girl.
But sweats a lot.
Anyway.
The only thing worse than having Bubba Ray Dudley catcall you like he's on a construction site is having it followed up with Opie saying, "Oh, she's the one who sweats a lot." I don't know how this girl survives. But Bully Ray, he gave us a couple scoops yesterday. First of all, last time he was in this building, I interviewed him, and he was talking about storyline marrying Brooke Hogan. It was something that was going on television. It was a wrestling storyline. Apparently, there was some reality into that story because he went on and he was talking about Hulk Hogan's daughter Brooke just yesterday and their real life love life.
Well, no, there was a little time there where me and his lovely daughter were recording
an item.
Yes, and so I almost made it to the house.
Did you get it in?
Oh, Jesus.
What? That's how the kids.
That's
say
what she said.
I just say that like a whole.
Oh, but that's
just
how
to
the
make
kids
it sound like I want to know too.
I want to talk like the kids.
She's
they
really
say
sexy,
get it in.
man. Wow, she's fantastic.
Brooke is beautiful. Oh, beautiful. I mean, that's a legit 6-footer in her bare feet and just put together like a brick shithouse.
The problem is she's beautiful for guys like you because you're a big, huge, fucking in shape guy. For guys like us, she looks like a monster.
I think
for you guys, it's like a roller
I
coaster.
think she looks like a monster with a pretty face.
I love a big shit girl like that.
She's totally proportionate. She's totally proportionate.
Well,
Does she have nice feet?
Yeah, she does.
I've recently kind of gotten into feet, and I'm like, she's a big girl. She probably has nice, big, sexy, well-shaped feet.
I guess those big ones that look like talons.
She
a lot
took
of ligaments.
Great care of herself. Beautiful girl. Had a lot of fun.
How long did you date her?
Damn you! Wow.
About 2 months.
Oh, okay.
And what
That's all
happened?
it takes.
I decided to go back, get back together with my ex-girlfriend, who's now my ex-girlfriend again.
You blew the Hogan fortune on an ex?
Yes, I did. Okay, Jimmy, you got 10 seconds. Let me have it.
How long did you last with your ex?
Let me have it. Call me every name in the book.
Let's go to Stefan in Texas.
Sam, what's up, brother?
How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the pre-show.
Good, man. Hey, I thought Bubba Ray was excellent yesterday, man. He fit right in and was hilarious. It actually got me looking back at some of my old wrestling stuff and kind of getting back into it. And I was just wondering, when the wrestlers come in and the guys kind of, treat them as one of their own and respect them, that's got to kind of make you feel pretty good, And then I know...
It makes me feel good in the sense that it's good to see wrestlers get respected, but it also makes me feel like, what the fuck? Do I have to get, giant arms before I can talk about wrestling and get respected? Yes. That's what it is, right, Mars? that they know that Mars just immediately goes, yes, of course that's what it is. They know they can kick the shit out of you, so why would they respect anything you have to say? There was questions when Bubba Ray came in yesterday. Every time Bubba interacts with the Opie and Anthony show, he brings up the old Opie limo story. Did the story come up on the air yesterday? Of course it did. Here it is.
The story is simple. You came in to NEW, and I was ready to get on the train. You're like, dude, I'll drive you. I got the limo.
Yep.
Why did you have a limo that day?
Because we were doing a media tour, and your show was part of it, and they picked me up in Long Island.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WWE, back in the day, it was, limousine riding, jet flying.
Money to be spent.
Yes.
And I was loving it, but I was sitting on the side, which is the worst place to be in a limo.
Get a little sick in the limo.
And we were having a good time, and I was really digging talking to you and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, man, I might fucking puke. This is going to be bad.
Damn.
It's the worst.
And then as soon as we pulled over on the service road, I was fucking puking, and there's Bubba just fucking pointing and laughing.
Oh, you actually got out and puked and got back in?
No, I was done. I made it to my stop, but as soon as I got out, I had someone picking me up at that exit.
You could have fucking,
why drive me all the way home, right, Bubba?
Yeah.
You're the one who said you could drop me off right here on the service road.
We'll slow the car down.
Yeah.
I actually made it
And you weren't that big of a star then, so the service road is fine for you.
I had to make calls like, meet me on the service road. I think it was Deer Park Avenue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out, I'm fucking just hurling, and he's just pointing and laughing, and takes off in mid-puke.
You almost made it without him seeing?
Yeah. No, I saw every bit of it, heard every bit of it.
I was hurt.
Every chunk that came out of his guts was on the side of the LIE.
Damn.
I was hurt.
Oh, poor Opie. Poor Opie. Jay in Tampa.
Sammy.
What's up, buddy? Good.
Hey, I need my E-Rock update. Did he make it back to the States?
The question remains, is E-Rock in the building? Is he back in the States? Did he ever leave the States? Was he in Florida? Was he in Italy? Evidence points in one direction, but we will find out later today if E-Rock is back from his mystery vacation. Ross in Toronto, you're on the pre-show.
Hey, Sammy, how's it going?
Good, buddy.
I was going to suggest the Bryan Singer story to bring to the show today.
What's that?
Have you heard about it at all?
What happened?
He's the recent director of the new X-Men movie, and his boyfriend came out, sort of like the NBA situation. His boyfriend came out saying that, like, he's been sexually exploitive, and he's got pictures of him doing gay stuff. And
yeah, but isn't that story from like a month ago?
Yeah, but it's a lot like the Donald Sterling situation, and I wasn't sure if you guys covered it at all. And I think there's been some recent news on it.
Yeah, thanks, Ross. I think we talked about it a little bit, but it was one of those things, it's kind of done. People aren't really talking about it anymore. Unlike the Donald Sterling thing, which just lasted forever and ever and ever. The guys aren't into wrestling anymore. They were during, wrestling's heyday. In the late 90s, Opie and Anthony were all in, but they don't watch wrestling anymore. Aside from like me and E-Rock, who does, right? The way that you can tell that these wrestlers are going to work in studio is when they can talk about other things. You can just sit down and shoot the shit with them. As it turns out, who knew Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, is a massive soccer fan. So who better than Bully Ray to try to explain the World Cup to Opie and Anthony, two gentlemen that have been trying to figure out this soccer thing for several days now. Let's go to the track.
I got to ask you guys one question.
Yes.
What's with all the hatred for the World Cup?
It's not hatred. It's misunderstanding.
Yes.
It's
indifference.
Indifference. That's a good word.
Well, explain it.
I love it. It's my favorite sport.
Wow.
Soccer's your favorite?
Love soccer. It's my favorite sport.
Why?
Because of the passion of the game. There is no more passionate sport, and there's no more passionate fans than soccer fans. Now, soccer fans in the United States are good, but when you see soccer like in Europe, like the English Premier League or the Italian League, you're talking about a different level. Stuff over there makes Yankees, Red Sox look like sandbox play.
Right.
That's how into it the people are. So I just love the passion of the game.
Well, that used to be wars back in the day.
Yeah, he used to actually just go and conquer each other.
That's right. That's why they have that, because they remember, hey, you killed my grandfather.
It's true. Like the two teams over there, Celtic and Rangers. Basically, it's the Protestants versus the Catholics.
Oh, wow.
And when they get together, it's a whooping good time.
Some hooligans in the crowd, too, huh?
Yeah, they mean business.
Yes.
I don't know. We were talking about it. Like, when you get 3 shots on goal the whole game, you're kind of like,
Do you get
a lot of guys running.
Do you actually watch entire matches?
The entire game. It's only an hour and a half game.
No, I know that.
It's a short game. I know it feels like an eternity sometimes with the lack of scoring, but yesterday, Brazil and Mexico, that's the most exciting 0-0 game you'll see.
Wow, really?
But do you feel a little empty?
No.
Although Mexico, like that's a big deal for Mexico.
Watching a game like that is kind of like having tantric sex. You don't necessarily have to come to get off.
Yes.
Jimmy, cue the one-liner.
And you don't have to pretend you like Sting's music. Okay.
I would change the phrasing of that, because still, when I hear it's the most exciting 0-0 game that you'll ever see, that's like saying this is the most delicious pile of shit that you'll ever eat. It's like, what's still a pile of shit, isn't it? Isn't it? Psycho Bob in Baltimore, welcome to the pre-show.
Hey, good morning, Sam. I was wondering if we're going to have a Sam show tomorrow.
Dude, there's no need to wonder that. Every Friday, there's a Sam Roberts Friday show. That's why it's called Sam Roberts Friday Show. It's on every Friday.
And what about getting it out in the morning?
Well, right now we do afternoons, 3 p.m. Look, I have no desire to wake up early if I don't have to. I don't mind doing afternoons whatsoever.
Sam, if you did the morning, you could do your own pre-show and your own post-show.
Actually, I'm working on seeing if I can bring Denny Falcone on board to possibly host a pre-show and a post-show for Sam Roberts Friday Show. If you haven't checked it out, it's tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, live here on this channel, the Opie and Anthony channel. A lot is going to happen this morning on the Opie and Anthony Show. Everybody's got questions. Will he be in studio? I will tell you this. Today, in the Opie and Anthony studio, Tom Papa. Tom Papa will be here. Great comedian. It's been a while since he's been on. And he's a friend of Rob Zombie. So, all things considered, I don't see how this could get any better. Tom Papa will be here in just a little bit. And there's a clip. Wait till you hear this. There's a story. The Redskins' name is being contested in court. They're going to take away the trademark on it. The courts are going to take the trademark away because it's offensive or whatever. MSNBC decides to run a news story about this. We've got audio. The news anchor won't mention the team name. She will not say Redskins because it's offensive. I can't wait to hear what Opie, Anthony, and Jim have to say about this. We got into a very controversial story yesterday about a young man who does not considers himself a gender non-conforming teen. Is that right, Sal? Yep. A gender non-conforming teen. He doesn't mind male pronouns. He was born male, but he likes to wear makeup. He likes to wear feminine clothing. He likes to express himself the way he feels is necessary, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, the DMV was not too happy because they did not want him wearing makeup in his driver's license photo, even though he wears makeup every day of his life. We got into that story and started listening to the news clip and kind of understanding what a gender non-conforming teen really means. Let's go to track 5.
They show the ignition.
For many, driving is a coming of age.
Boy.
I was nervous for driving before the test.
A taste of independence.
I was excited, I guess, like anybody else.
He's gay, right?
He's a gender nonconformist. We've already been over this.
That's
gay.
That's gay. Right?
He's got the gay voice.
The gay voice.
And the gay face. He's got the gay voice.
The gay voice.
9 out of 10 times when you hear that voice, the person's... I mean, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But not every gay guy sounds like that.
That's very true.
He's pulling it off.
You know, I've seen worse.
Oh, yeah, I've paid worse. He's quite a delight, Chase.
Chase. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
This cautious young driver aced the test with a perfect score. The photo is what caused a roadblock at the Anderson DMV office.
Roadblock. Said that I could not wear a disguise to take my photo.
He's cute.
And according to her, like, me wearing makeup would be a disguise.
Tell Chase I said what's
and
up.
I did not look like a boy should.
Chase shared these before and after photos. To him, this was not about deception.
Have to not wear makeup.
Yeah,
it's a fucking chick.
That's very close.
That's a chick.
And the makeup, you're right. That makeup is not a caked on or
the
crazy.
before and after,
so close.
It's not that different.
It's not different at all.
Yeah, he should be able to
Which
do
proves
that.
that the DMVs, they're dicks.
They're dicks, yeah.
It's probably, you know what it is?
It wasn't like he had clown makeup on.
Right.
Or something.
Guaranteed.
That was really...
It was probably some ugly chick at DMV that was pissed off that this dude was prettier than her.
Way prettier.
Or some guy fighting the tent in the front of his pants.
Yes, maybe that too.
Not unlike some people in this room.
Take that makeup off.
Yeah.
You fucking...
You gotta look like a boy.
Yes.
I can't handle this.
I love that Ant started developing a little crush on Chase as he watched the news broadcast in front of our eyes on yesterday's Opie and Anthony show. By the way, our female intern who is not Sweaty Carrie Ann is screening calls today, and I only get to hear one-sided conversations. You know, I look at the people who work on this show with me, and I say, well, you know, I better make sure there's no issues of sexual harassment that come up, and those issues don't come up. Not with the staff of this show, but apparently I have to worry about all of you listening because I only get to hear one half of the phone conversation, but she's next to me screening calls, and I just hear her say, no, I'm not the sweaty intern, and no, I'm not wearing a thong. So I appreciate everybody really going the high road this morning as you're calling the Opie and Anthony pre-show. Really, thanks. Really means a lot. Joking aside on this story that we were talking about yesterday, the DMV story, what's great about the Opie and Anthony show is they just break it down, Opie and Anthony and Jim, to what makes sense, and they kind of were left with, regardless of political views, let's look at the common sense of this. This kid was not trying to disguise himself. Listen to them break this down in track 7, Sal.
Oh, this is the DMV
in 2009
policy.
States at no time will an applicant be photographed when it appears that he or she is purposely altering his or her appearance so that the photo would misrepresent his or her identity.
All right, pause
the
that.
DMV does,
That's
however,
the statement. That
We get that. But,
we know,
but that's not happening here.
No, common sense tells you that means coming in with a prosthetic nose, chin, fake mustache,
Fake
eyebrows,
beard,
all that shit. If you look at somebody and go, all right, they are trying to misrepresent who they are, use common sense. Know it. That kid is just wearing makeup that obviously he wears every day. It's not meant to try to fool anybody. It's ridiculous. Come on, people. Let's fucking think. What a bunch of dummies in this country now. We're a country of dummies. It's looking for people to tell us what we're supposed to do. Think. Fuck. Thank you.
Good for you.
I know, good for me.
You're an ally.
That was
Yeah.
strong.
Yes.
That was really strong.
Anthony for president.
Let's get the let's get the rest
God,
of this.
would that be a horrible thing?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we wouldn't like
Anthony
that
for
so much.
councilman would be a horrible thing.
Yes.
Dog catcher
Right?
or whatever.
Dog catcher.
You never can say that these guys are not grounded in reality. Damien in Illinois, welcome to the pre-show.
Morning, Sammy.
Morning, buddy.
Well, first of all, I'll say about your intern answering the phone. I didn't give her crap. She's very nice, very professional. She's awesome.
Did she sound like she was wearing a thong?
No comment.
Go ahead, Damien.
You guys would have your work cut out for you trying to figure out the best of the week. This has been one of the best weeks ever. I mean, the Pat Monahan, Bully Ray, the E-Rock, but Pat Monahan was one of my favorite interviews ever because everybody just clicked. It's like they were interviewing each other. It was like the back and forth. It was just,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes a lot of the things that happen on the O&A show so different is that it's not a traditional interview. Like Pat Monahan is going to do interviews all over the place. They're going to be asking him about train, asking him about this, asking him about that. But when he comes in, he's able to just come in and hang out. He hung out for like 45 minutes the other morning.
Yeah, it was just so awesome. Not many shows have that click where you just like have a guy come in with actually doing an interview, but it's just like back and forth. Like, oh, what did you do before radio? Oh, I did this. It's like a couple of buddies talking at a bar. It's awesome. But,
Very cool. Thanks, Damien. Yeah, he's right. And if you missed any of that, of course, tomorrow morning, starting fresh at 6 a.m. Eastern, will be the best of the week. And what we do is we take the best of the week and then we mix it in with some of the long-form gems that you might have forgotten about in O&A history. So you get a splash of everything that makes up the Opie and Anthony show. But it's going to be an excellent best of the week show this weekend, starting tomorrow, Friday morning. right here on the Opie and Anthony channel at 6 a.m. Eastern. Still today, live radio to come about 5 minutes away from the Opie and Anthony show. Dick Cheney, I'm sure we're going to get into Dick Cheney because he's kind of come out and he's gotten all this heat because he's saying that Obama is blowing it in Iraq. He's been wrong about so much. And I think you got to put your politics aside. And if you're Dick Cheney, just don't say about Iraq ever. Like, it doesn't have, like, whatever you agree with or don't agree with or who you vote for or whatever, like, you have to admit it's a terrible idea for Dick Cheney to say anything about what anybody's doing anywhere near Iraq. But I'm interested to hear what Opie, Anthony, and Jim have to say about that. And they'll, once you're out of office, just go home. Like, you don't have to be in politics anymore. You're not the vice president. You don't have to have an opinion on these things anymore. Just go home. Be like George W. Bush. Start painting weird pictures of people. Like, don't even worry about it anymore. That's what I would do anyway. I mean, please go back to shooting your friends or whatever. Like, anything besides politics. It's crazy. Some people can't get away, though. We'll get into it today on the Opie and Anthony show. The one thing that I'm interested in, aside from the Iraq update, is he here? We don't know. I haven't said. Iraq, of course, we've been tracking the whereabouts of Iraq as if he was, as Jim Norton would say, Carmen Sandiego. We've been tracking him throughout the week. We thought he was in Florida. The evidence built up that he was in Italy. We think that he's due back at work today. Will he be back running the board, looking up bikini girls? I don't know for sure. Only time will tell, but it's only a few minutes until that time tells. The other thing that we have to find out is whether or not these microphones are going to work. I mean, the studio has been a disaster, I would say every other day or so for the last 2 weeks. The guys actually, believe it or not, stayed after yesterday. They were in studio after the show was over yesterday to test these microphones. The entire Opie and Anthony post show yesterday was pretty much a mic test between Mars, our engineer, and myself. I mean, listen to how things went at the top of the show yesterday with the mics.
Oh, Mars!
Check 1, 2. Hi, everybody. Isn't it?
It's horrible.
It sounds a little weird.
It's distorted and way basic. Listen to that. Hi, how you doing, everybody? I'm in a tin can.
There's no processing on it. If you need to know.
What happened?
You have no processing on your microphone. Where's Mars? Is he hiding? Is he doing a walkabout? He's doing a walkabout? Uh-huh. He was just in here. Where is he?
He reattached the original mic, I think.
Well,
I don't know why he did that.
Just go back to what we had yesterday, please. Everything is going well. We had a pretty good show yesterday, and now we have to start with this shit.
So he put it through my button, so now I can use my button, but now the mic stinks.
Here comes Mars.
All right, let's see what happened in the thrilling what's going on with Anthony's mic. Oh, Mars, this is bad.
It's really bad.
This is bad. What happened?
Did you test it before the show?
Back again?
Yeah.
So right now...
Could you talk on mic at least?
We can what?
Could you talk on mic at least? Maybe we can make radio out of this.
All right. Yeah, let me hear what he has to say. What do we need to do?
Well, we needed to give you control back to the mic.
Yeah.
On and off. So.
I'd rather, you see, if we have a choice, rather have good mic, no control.
Right.
Okay. Better than bad mic control.
Right.
What is it right now?
Oh, my God, listen to this. Do you hear this? Hey, everybody. Isn't it tin canny?
No compression. Can I give you compression right now as we speak? Yeah.
I'll give you fucking compression.
Give him compression.
Hey, give me compression. What?
Does it sound any better?
No. What are you doing? I don't see you doing anything.
I have someone else.
What?
I'm trying to give you compression.
Oh, someone's in the other room doing something?
Oh.
Does that sound
wow. No, it's listen. Yeah,
I hear it.
You hear that?
Yeah, I hear that.
Me. I sound like a kazoo.
Just to let you know, listen, it's really difficult to replicate the room when you're not here.
What?
That means I have to open every mic, and I did that this morning.
Uh-huh.
I got some people in here.
Oh, boy. Who, Helen Keller?
Yeah, if I name the people, you'll be like,
oh boy.
Another engineer. Denny Falcone.
Denny Falcone.
So we were trying to work on the mics, and
well,
it seemed like that one worked better than the other one.
Oh.
Well, Dennis Falcone was in early once again. Was he testing mics? I don't know. Will the mics work? It remains to be seen. As I said, Tom Papa will be on the Opie and Anthony Show today. We'll get into the MSNBC news anchor that didn't want to say Redskins. We'll get into the Dick Cheney stuff on Iraq. Is Iraq here? Do the mics work? Questions, all to be answered today on the Opie and Anthony Show, which begins live right now.